What is going on, family? What is going on? You know it's football season when your boy get back in here, man. You are on the mark with your boy Marcus Washington, where we talk everything Falcons football, man. And we just finished up our first preseason game of the year against the Miami Dolphins. Um, hey, listen, man. This defense, bruh. If the first string defense looks anything like these boys look, this team about to be dangerous, man. I don't put a lot of stock in preseason, really. It's usually me evaluating talent or whatever the case may be, but man, I'm just gonna be real, bro. That defense looked legit. I think we ended up with 6 sacks on the night, which, if you've been a Falcons fan for as long as I have, that's been unheard of. Even in preseason, that's unheard of. Offense, man, you know. Again, all our good offensive players, they didn't play today. The guy Woodside fighting for that third position, that third QB position. I'm just gonna be honest, fam. It really wasn't impressive to me. 4 quarters, you only produce 6 points. He had a couple of good throws, but it just wasn't impressive. He just didn't jump off the page to me as a quarterback. So hold on for a second. So man, I'd rather listen. I don't want no fat on this team. If push comes to shove and our number 1 and our number 2 goes down, I don't want to see this guy on the football field. I'm just gonna be honest. What's going on, RJ? What's going on, G? Says good to hear from you. Defense was on fire today. Definitely, man. The scary part about this ain't even first team defense. We see that next week. So I'm like, man, if first team defense is anything like this, bruh. I mean, I don't want to jump the shark, but I mean, I said this last year. This team was going to win 10 plus games. I had them pegged at winning 10 plus games when last season ended. If this defense plays like this, you can book that. You can book that. Now, as far as Miami goes, everybody that played today, they getting sent home. Everybody. That O-line was trash. These guys will be selling cars in September, including that quarter. I think they played 2 quarterbacks, both of them cheeks. They had 3 big plays, 3 big running plays. I forget what the dude's name is who broke 2 of them. But I'm like, yeah, they might keep him. Rest of them, they need to let go. What's going on, Eldrick? He says, I'll be in the building next week. Yeah, man, I think people that were maybe apprehensive to what Terry Fontenot was cooking up in the offseason, I think this gave them a lot of hope. We spent a lot of money on that defense, and these guys ain't even, most of these guys ain't even starting. Now, some of them will be in packages, but man, boy, I wonder what that secondary gonna look like, man. That D-line is straight. That D-line is straight. But yeah, man, they looked impressive. It was close in the 4th, and then Alford ran one back to the house for a tub. Then we got a pick 6. I think we had 3 interceptions on the night. 3 interceptions, 6 sacks. Man, look, bro, it's preseason. You know, I'm not marching to the Super Bowl. I'm not marching to the Super Bowl. but this is a very positive look for this team. And man, let me pull up the numbers, man. Well, no, I'm not pulling up no numbers for no preseason game because it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But as far as the evaluation goes, the defense stole the night. They stole the night. They had 3 stops. Miami got in the red zone 3 times, got snuffed every single time. And again, everybody that played that had a Miami Dolphins jersey on tonight getting sent the fuck home. There was nothing impressive about them whatsoever. And I know, their starters, they got a good roster, with Tua, Waddle, Mostert, Tyreek Hill. They got an offense. Defense is pretty solid too. What they put out there on the field today, cheeks. Straight ass cheeks, bruh. Straight cheeks. So either they were cheeks or we were just that good. I think it was a combination of both. But we still got some things that we need to work on, man. Yo, listen, Young Way Cool. Boy, you better get that foot right. You missed 2 of them things. Get that worked out in the preseason, bro. I don't want to see none of that in the regular season. He swung one that went wide left. I'm like, man, what in the fuck is going? This is cool, bro. Sign that contract. Foot done got big all of a sudden. But I'm going to need him to clean that up, man. I'm confident he's going to clean that up, though. Again, it's a preseason game. It is what it is, man. But what's going on, Francis? I'm definitely hyped, man. I'm definitely hyped. Next week, we will see all the starters. That's including Bahan Robinson. But I'm like, I want to see what defenses are going to do with all these weapons on the field at one time. They've aligned this offense to a point where our quarterback doesn't have to be Tom Brady. He basically has to be Kirk Cousins. He doesn't even have to be Tom Brady. They can move Cordell Patterson, Swiss Army knife. You can move him all over the place now. He doesn't even have to play running back. I mean, man, again, man, we're getting close to the regular season. If this defense looks anything like this on Sundays, this team winning 12, 13 games, man. You saw how hard it was for Miami to score. They put up a field goal. They couldn't even get in there, bro. One was a damn pick in the end zone. That was the first drive, and I'm like, okay, all right, y'all got my attention here, man. All right. Then they drove back down there. I'm like, come on, gang. Come on, gang. Stopped them again. I'm like, okay. Third time, I'm like, okay, now this is becoming a trend. But I was impressed at how often we got pressure on the quarterback. Now, again, he's cheeks. That's the problem I have with first preseason games. These guys, especially at the quarterback position, they're putting out third stringers. And I'm talking about our team, too. This guy probably ain't making the squad, bro. Because again, there was nothing impressive about him. He made a couple of throws. He can't run, which I was like, oh man, this is a red flag right here. Bruh had an opportunity to run, and I'm like, oh, he ain't got no wheels. He ain't got no wheels, man. Then in the fourth quarter, he slid, which I mean, I guess was the right play. But I'm like, nah. It just wasn't nothing sexy about his ball game, man. Wasn't nothing sexy about his play. Francis says, Marcus, what did you think about stopping the run? We've actually been good at stopping the run in the last couple of years. I think outside of those 3 that they really broke out, we pretty much had that nipped in the butt. But man, I'm hyped for next week now, man. I'm a run back and watch this game again. But yeah, man, I think we got the right personnel. Definitely, this ain't Dean Pease' defense. This is not Dean Pease' defense, bro. We coming. Dean Pease would have had these guys back in drop coverage, 3 on the line. We getting picked off left and right in a preseason game. Then when Dean Pease gets to the podium, Dean Pease will be like, well, you have to understand, I've been doing football for 3,500 years. And what are you supposed to do in a situation like this? Well, man, listen, shut up. Attack the damn quarterback. This is what you see our DC doing now. And my God, what do you know? We starting to sack quarterbacks. Now, mind you, 3rd string quarterback, probably going to be somewhere, selling tires, real estate, life insurance, something like that. That guy ain't making the team. They probably going to cut him tonight. But that's what you're supposed to do to quarterbacks like that. You ain't supposed to let those quarterbacks look like they're all world in a preseason game, ever. And we saw that happen before on our squad. 3rd stringers who didn't even make the team. And they out there just looking fantastic against us. Man, them days over with. So you make scrubs look like scrubs. And that's what Atlanta did tonight. We made all those guys on Miami look like 3rd and 4th and 5th stringers. We made them look bad. That's what you're supposed to do when you're the superior team. So yeah, man, I give this preseason game, man, overall I give it an A. I'm gonna give this defense an A+. But the offense didn't, listen, if I'm gonna be honest, offense didn't really, again, there were a couple of good plays. But I know that what we got on this roster is explosive. So to watch them play, it's like, okay. But this defense, I'm like, okay, bruh, I see y'all. So anyway, let me look at who we got next week, because I hadn't even got to next week yet. Hold on. So we have the Bengals next Friday at 7:30. Then we have the Steelers Thursday, August 24th, and then we get that week, and then it's on and popping. It's going to be interesting to see what we do. I don't know if the Bengals are going to put out their first team defense, because every team's different. But what we were told was we're putting our first string offense out there. That's Desmond Ridder, Kyle Pitts, Robinson, Drake, Mac, CP. We putting them all out there, including the offensive line, minus Hennessy. But hey, man, listen, I'm here for it, man. I know people have been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for a good roster, and we deserve it. Our team has been up and through it over the years. And man, let me turn this down a little bit so I can gloat a little bit here. Listen. So Matt Ryan comes to the facility after Arthur Blank extends an olive branch to him, right? It's like, yeah, when Matt retires, I would really love to see him as part of this organization. Man, listen, I told people 2 years ago to the day Matt Ryan would be behind a desk talking about football games. I told people this when he left us. Man, you tripping. He still got a good 4 or 5 years. 2 years, almost 2 years to the day. The boy gonna be commentating on Sunday, giving breakdown analysis in a suit. So I'm gonna toot my own horn for a second because I told cats about this. Oh yeah, RJ. How could I forget? How could I forget Smith? We so loaded on offense. He just slipped my mind, man. I forgot Algier too. How can I forget Algier? Algier only had 1,000 yards last year. But yeah, so listen, man. Now that Matt Ryan's out the paint, we can acknowledge his stat greatness. We him being the greatest Falcon to ever play. I'm highly disagreeing with that to the core. But I told you so. I just wanted to get that out of my system because I've been away a whole off season. So that's my I told you so. Julio Jones, I still expect Julio Jones to be on the podcast. I did say that too when I said Matt Ryan would be behind the desk. I said Julio's going to be on one of these podcasts within 2 years also. So we'll see if I'm accurate on that also. But neither here nor there, man. Good win, preseason game. They don't count. I get that. But the eye test, this defense, very, very, very impressed with. I like the scheme. I like all of it. The offense, not so much. But I mean, who did we have play? I don't even remember who. The game just ended. I don't even remember who we had lining up at wide receiver. I think Frank Darby was in there for a second. But nobody stood out where I'm like, okay, let me pencil him in. Okay, this might be a dog here. What's going on, Uncle Steve? What's happening, man? He said, what's up, brother? Imagine that. Actual defense coaching. Yeah, in a preseason game. I know Dean Pease is sitting there like, yeah, I should have stayed retired the first time. But this is when I like to break down the game, man. Defenses have to play moving forward. Your defensive line moves forward. Nobody drops back on that line. Why? I mean, we had defenses 2 years ago. We had guys on the defensive line dropping back in coverage. I'm like, why the hell is he dropping back? And just get destroyed in the pass game, just absolutely getting ripped to shreds. And I was like, Dean Pease's defense it's trash. It's trash. So to go and pick up your boy from New Orleans, hey, listen, I hate the Saints. But give me that personnel, though. Because as much as I hate the Saints, I know their defense was top tier for the last 3 or 4 years. So let's take him, make us stronger, make them weaker. And even, listen, let me get to Arthur Smith, too, man. Because your boy, I don't think Arthur Smith gets happy at all. It's a preseason game. Your boy was over there. I think it was a busted play or something like that. Guy was jogging back to the sideline. Arthur Smith was ripping him a new one. I'm like, bro, this is preseason. He out there about to have a stroke. And I'm like, okay, mustache Nicolas Cage. But I like that though. If your coach ain't got no dog, you can't expect your team to have no dog. And another example of dog. Our third stringer, Woodside, slides, takes a hit. in previous Falcon culture, he'd have been on his own. But I'll be damned if I saw somebody, I guess this was an offensive lineman, actually try to get in the mix, try to get in the guy's face, protecting his quarterback. I'm like, this is a third string quarterback, bro. He ain't going to be here in 2 weeks, but I got to respect that. While you on the field, hey, that's my quarterback. I thought Buddy was about to square up on him. And I'm like, you know what? It's about damn time. But it starts from the top up. Smith got to have that dog in him. And I'm telling you, I'm more stoked for next week, fam. Because now we get to see, and it's still going to be vanilla. Arthur Smith isn't going to show his whole hand in week 2 of the preseason. But we're going to see exactly what this could be. You know, will we see 2 tight end sets? Will we see 2 running backs in the backfield? Man, there's a lot of things you can do now. But if they put that first string defense out there, let me tell you, the performance this defense put up this week, they put pressure on next week. Bro, listen, we probably ain't even going to be here in September. 5 sacks. 5 of them things. 5 of them. Now, the first string, y'all better show me something next week. Don't come out here and get drilled now. Don't come out here and get drilled. And I'm like, bruh, y'all got outshined by the defense last week while y'all was sitting on the sideline, you know, drinking Gatorade Glacier Freezes and eating sunflower seeds. But I think the defense is going to show out next week. I'm not, if they play bad, I'm not going to rip them a new one. But in the regular season, they better be on their A game. Just like Koo, because he missed these 2 field goals in the preseason, he better go through week 7 and never miss one. Because again, we just paid you, bruh. We just paid you. Don't get like Devontae Freeman. When he got paid, the man broke his fingers while signing the contract because he was injury prone after that. That was a waste of a player after that. Cool, you a field goal kicker. You got one job. You got one damn job. That's it. Your jersey, you're usually the cleanest player on the sideline. You got one job. That's to kick it between 2 sticks. So, RJ says, man, I'm telling you, this team is going to be fun. You can look at Coach Smith's face and see he's very excited about this team. Man, listen, he had to endure 2 bad years. He had to endure 2. And I mean, he went 7-9 both years. Last year, he could have easily went 10 games. Could have easily won 10. Easily. So, you know, off-season over with, or season's over with, we get to the off-season. Your boy Terry like, hey, listen, I got a bag right now. I got a bag. I'm about to spend. And your boy Arthur said, go ahead and spend. Just know that 8th pick, that's me. I don't care what you do. Go build the defense. That 8th pick, you got to give me that. And Arthur said, no problem. Watch me work. Went and dropped 100 plus mil on the defense. Then we had a good draft. But I'm going to tell you, man, I'm going to be honest here for a second. We got to do something with Frank Darby. Either Frank Darby on the team or he ain't. Because Frank Darby been, in limbo for like 3 years now. And we get rare sightings of Frank Darby. Rare. Now we got Scotty Miller. I'm like, why do you even need Frank Darby, to be honest? So this is fat I'm talking about. If Frank ain't going to be part of the game plan, get him up out of here, bro. No fat on this team. None. That third string quarterback, he probably done. Because they're going to go back and look at the tape, and they're like 4 quarters, you had 6 points. And that wasn't even a pass. You handed it off. The guy ran it in. Matter of fact, the 3 plays before that were running plays. And I'm all for a guy getting a chance or whatever, but bruh, we can't have no stragglers, man. This team got to be airtight. Like my partner says, we got to be none tight up in here. We ain't got no room to get loose. We got to be none tight. By the book. So anyway, man, that is the show for tonight. We will be back over here on Friday. Hopefully in another preseason. Listen, wins and losses don't even matter to me in preseason. I evaluate, and then when we get to week 3 and we start cutting people, it's all about, okay, who do we keep? Who do we drop? Hold on. Eldrick says, everyone in the Darby and Mayfield section all playing for a spot. We finally loaded with talent. Yeah, we got, man, there's talent all across the board. Wide receiver, running back, offensive line, defensive line got talent all of a sudden. I remember, man, there was a time maybe 2 years ago, defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. Now, I mean, that's bad. Now we see in the quarterback with the jitters. I mean, he's a 3rd-string quarterback, but he playing pity pat with the jitters. They had 1 sack on him where they sandwiched the boy. I'm like, damn, they made a sub out of this quarterback, bruh. Now, listen, I don't really get hyped up about preseason games, but there was some sacks. I was like, damn. I like that. But anyhow, fam, I'm gone. You have yourselves a great weekend. We will reconvene back here on next Friday after the Bengals game. I'm out. Peace.